This lawn has some extremely wet leaves, and today we're going to be doing a fall cleanup through mulching. And we're going to accomplish this by using our Foxgreens Fox Catcher mulching kit that we have attached to our Skag V ride. This video is going to be a bit longer for the reason being that we really want to show the full process of how we're going to mulch down these very wet leaves, because we know that that's a very challenging task for anybody out there. So in order to do this fall cleanup, we're gonna structure the work by doing a line by line process. So we're just gonna be striping as we're mulching today. And because of its wet conditions, it's best to be striping while mulching, because in wetter conditions, you don't want to be mulching like in our don't skip this crucial step video for the fall cleanups. If you've seen our previous work, you don't want to go around and mulch before you do your striping, for the fact that these leaves are very wet, so you don't want to mulch them down and then have to blow them out later. So right now what we're doing, because of the wet conditions, we're mulching them and blowing them at the same time, and that's going to help to expedite the process of this cleanup, and it's going to allow us to mulch the leaves and keep the property looking nice and clean. And this is a very important detail for us to point out at the moment, is that here, as you see, we're closing up our discharge chute side with our Foxcatcher system, and this is in order to avoid any sort of discharge that's going to go into the already clean side that we've already mowed and cleaned from the leaves. And you really want to avoid any kind of discharge onto these cleaner sides, because especially in wetter conditions, you don't want to have to be repeating your work, because over time that can damage the soil, especially when it's really wet. The soil is a lot softer, so any kind of weight you're putting on it repeatedly, it's going to start molding the soil. And right here, what we're doing, we're just wiggling loose a couple of leaves that are in our Foxcatcher mulching kit. And we're just doing that in order to free up the basket, in order to prep it for the next line. Because as what we're going to be doing, as you're going to be seeing, is that whenever we're facing the discharge side onto the clean side of the lawn, we're going to close that right up. And here you can really see the contrast between the clean side and the dirty side, meaning the side that we haven't touched and full of leaves on the lawn. And we're really just using our mulching kit to keep that separation. And as you're going to see, anytime that we're going to be facing our discharge chute in the direction of the clean side, we're just going to close that right up, allowing the mulching kit to really start sucking up the leaves and mulching them down without discharging them onto the clean side. So this part can get a little tricky, and all we're gonna do, because it's on a slanted hill and we have quite a big accumulation of leaves, we're just gonna take it slow, because how it's wet, the machine can slide on a slanted surface. So we just take it a little slower here, and then whatever the machine isn't picking up, because of the slanted surface, we just blow it onto the next line. A technique that you might see us using throughout the video, we want to use it very sparingly because like we said, the soil is very soft and wet at the moment. But in certain spaces, if we feel that we're leaving behind too many leaves after running the machine over the line, we'll just go forward, and as you see here, and then we're just gonna not quickly, but we're just gonna reverse in the same spot just to take down those leaves a little bit. And as you see, we're kind of just reversing, and as we're reversing, the discharge chute is shooting the leaves more towards the dirty side. And we're just gonna come right back on the on the dirty side, sorry, running over that line again, and just clearing out those extra bit of leaves. Right now I'm just taking the camera so you can kind of get an update on the lawn and how we're working and how we're going. And we got pretty much halfway through and we're just going little by little. The blower is just blowing into the direction of the mower's path. So any kind of debris that's left over from the mulching process, we just kind of blow it back into the path of the mower and we just let the mower take care of the rest. And this is really just the process we're using with our mulching kit, and we just mulch, and we just let the blower take care of any sort of debris that is left over. This part of the work was a little bit of a mistake on our part. It's not a big deal, but we should have lowered our deck a little bit, maybe about a 1/4 inch, to create a tighter seal with the lawn and the deck in order to better get rid of that debris that you see left over right there. Um, that's mainly caused because of our deck is a bit too separated from the lawn surface, so we're not getting that tight seal to suck up the leaves efficiently. But it's no big deal. We just take the blower and blow that right out. What you're going to be seeing here is that what we're focused on at the moment with discharging these leaves is that we're trying to focus on shredding these leaves and discharging them into the bed area right here on the side of the house. And we're discharging them as they're getting shredded. And what that's going to do is, since they're being shredded, they're going to provide nutrients for the soil in the beds. And we're just slowly, little by little, shredding and shredding, and what's going to happen is that we're just distributing that shredded mulch leaves into the bedding area. Something that I want to bring attention to as we're watching is that since we've been going line by line, shredding the leaves and shredding, we've been able to leave them in a finer composition. So that's going to leave a nice little top layer that we're distributing onto the bedding area right here as you can see. And that's going to provide great nutrients for the soil in the area. The gated area that you see in the back is the backyard of the house, and we did end up filming this part of the work, but we're not going to show in this video because it got so dark by the time we reached the backyard. Because how it's the fall season, it gets dark earlier in the day, so the footage didn't come out really nice. However, we did already upload work that we've done on the back of this property. We need to do a fall cleanup, but there were so many trees video. It's a fall cleanup as well, with plenty of leaves. If you would like to see how we did our work on the back of this property on a separate day but similar conditions, the leaves were quite a bit drier. I'll put a link on the screen so you could check out that video. Right here we're just making our way to the final areas of the front yard, and what you're going to be seeing is we're just going to lower our deck about a 1/4 inch in order to create a tighter seal on between the deck and the grass, and that's going to allow us to vacuum up those leaves a lot better. So what you're going to notice that we're doing here, we're just keeping our discharge side towards the backyard, the fence area that you see in the background, and we're just throwing the debris, the little debris that we have left, onto the backyard because that remains untouched in this workflow. We're not going to show our work in the back because, like we said, the footage got a little too dark towards the end, so we're just going to show the front yard of what we did. But what we're doing right now is, since we haven't done the backyard yet, we're just going to be facing the discharge side towards the backyard, and we're just gonna go forward and reverse, going line by line until we've cleared out this area. At the time of filming this video, it was a bit earlier in the fall season. So here's a quick pan up to the trees to show how much leaves are still left to drop. There's a couple trees that are still green, and quite a few have already changed from green to orange and red and yellow. And we're just moving on to the last part of this house, which is the driveway, and you can see how wet this property is because of the glossy shine that you see coming off of the blacktop here. And all we're gonna do is just go line by line, just as we do with the mower. We're gonna do the with the blower as well. We're just gonna go line by line, blowing those leaves onto the lawn area, because what we want to do is just focus on getting the rest of the leaves onto the lawn area, so that we can create that suction between the deck and the grass, and allowing us to vacuum up those leaves with the mulching kit. And we're just about finishing up with this property. And this video was a bit longer than what we usually do, and we usually try to keep our videos very short, but we made an exception with this property given the conditions of that it was very wet, there was a lot of leaves, and having wet leaves and trying to mulch, we felt that it was an interesting challenge to try to accomplish on this property. So we wanted to show the complete workflow of how we approach these pretty difficult conditions, and we try to do our best to organize our work regardless of the conditions in order to make the results favorable. And for this final part, we're just gonna close up our discharge chute and with our mulching kit, and we're just gonna create that nice little circulation that's gonna be picking up the leaves, helping to finish off the property without creating a bigger mess. And here we go, as we always do. Here's the before and after of the property. and there was quite a bit of leaves that we had to mulch up, and we were able to mulch them up just using our mulching kit and the blower together and just tackling this very wet property. That's all for today. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to keep up to date with our content. Hope to see you on the next video. Till next time, take care.